Good morning, my little friends. I just wanted to let you know that this video is for those of you that were unable to be with us today. So this is a quick summary of what we did and what you are responsible for the lesson for Tuesday, March 10th. First thing is I'd like you to go to Amplify and do the warm-up activity for 1.6. And so this is what that looks like. And you're going to take these labels and put them where you think they go. Okay? So let me explain what you're looking at. This right here is the very first box. That's showing, it's just highlighting chlorine. Just the one chlorine. So is that a repeating atom group? Is that an extended structure? Is that a molecule, or is that an atom? And the answer is, it is an atom. Okay, so just one of those. The next thing you're looking at is showing two things. We're looking at the potassium chloride, so the K and the Cl, potassium chloride, and then this methane, okay? And those are showing, I'm trying to get out of there. Those are showing molecules. They are groups of atoms that are arranged in a particular way. The next thing that we're going to look at is the one big group of potassium chloride, repeating molecules over and over and over and over and over again. That would be an extended structure. And methane would be then the repeating atom group. The reason why the methane is not an extended structure is because extended structures occur really only in solids because they're over and over and over again. Methane is a gas, and so those will never join together. It'll just be individual molecules together, or the repeating atom group, or the repeating group of molecules. All right? Okay, go ahead and hand that in. And then let's come back to our lesson. And I'm going to skip through a couple slides because we just talked about it. Okay, so now we're left with key concept number 3. If you remember, we've been talking about the question for chapter 1, and we've looked at a couple investigative questions. The most recent one had to do with the article that you all read for the atomic zoom-in article. And that question was, why do different substances have different properties? Remember, that's key concept number 1. Different substances have different properties, and we want to know why. So what the work that we did yesterday, we understand now that substances have different properties because they are made of different groups of molecules, different groups of atoms that are together. So that's key concept number 3. And then key concept number 4 is molecules repeat to make up a substance. Molecules repeat to make up a substance. And we see that in the warm-up activity, how those molecules, the two groups of atoms, so the potassium chloride and then the methane molecule, CH4, they repeat, and that's what makes up a substance. So if we can find out more about the properties of the reddish-brown substance and the atoms that it's made of, we may be able to identify it and answer the chapter 1 question, okay? So we don't have that yet, but what we do have is we've got some information that you guys had a couple days ago when we were looking at lesson 1.2, activity 3. So if you remember, I gave you guys the vials of the pipe substance, the fertilizer, and the reddish brown substance. Go back to lesson 1.2, activity 3, and I want you to write down all the observations that you observed and make sure that those are the good scientific observations, okay? So looking at the directions, it says use this graphic organizer to think about the evidence that you gathered to help you answer the chapter question. Now, this chapter 1 question pre-write activity is in the folder today, And so make sure that you fill that out. I'm going to take a grade for the pre-write activity. So it is something that I'm going to ask you to do and make sure that you spend some time thinking about. So once you have all of your observations written down, I want you to come down here and you're going to say, based on these observations, which claim do you think is right? And so circle 1, and then go back to the key concepts for PB1. And remember, we've got 4 key concepts. And if you need to double check them, just look at your whatever you have in for your flashcards. So if you've got key concept number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I'm going to be honest with you, key concept number 2 is the one about models, and so you probably won't use that one at all. Take a look at key concept number 1, number 3, and number 4, and see which one it would best help you explain your claim. Okay? And then on the back, we've got some new evidence, and I'm going to go over that evidence with you. So Dr. Yoon sent over some atomic models of the 3 substances. And so now, not only do we have macro scale observations, what we see with our naked eye, now we have molecular or atomic model, atomic scale evidence. And you can see that the pipe is made just of Fe. Fe is iron. And the fertilizer, good grief, the fertilizer is a repeating group of atoms. It is NaNO4, and then the reddish brown substance looks like that. So we've got an atomic key down below, and you can kind of match the atoms with that key. So now, based on this, what information do you think, or which claim do you think is correct? And then again, go back down with the key concepts to help you explain your claim. After you write your scientific argument then, and that'll be on the next slide, and it's a different paper that's in your folder today. After you write your scientific argument, reread it, and then check off the following. Did you state your claim? Did you provide evidence from your observation? So did you provide evidence from this page? Did you provide evidence from this page about the atomic scale models? And did you thoroughly explain how these pieces of evidence support your claim? Meaning, did you use key concepts to explain why that evidence supports your claim? All right, so this is sodium nitrate, the fertilizer is. Okay? And then here is your scientific argument. It's giving you some word bank options. And then just asking the question again, what is the reddish brown substance? Remember, you're going to use race, restate, answer, cite your evidence, and explain your evidence using reasoning, but using your key concepts. So really, that's the whole reason why we did that pre-write activity, is so that you've got everything that you need. And then make sure that you reread your scientific argument and check off the following. Because we are having, we had an early out today, an early dismissal, so that people could go to Lincoln to the basketball game. This is due, I'm hoping to get them by the end of class today. But if that's not possible, I'm going to have to make them due when everybody comes back from spring break on Monday. Not ideal. I was hoping to have them before spring break, but turn them in as soon as you can, okay? All right, have a great day.